So welcome back. This is a bit of a for sale video. So most of you know that the machine is finished, and I just wanted to show that we've been cutting a large amount of chips, making parts, and we're doing op 1 of a Zetec breather block that I make. Here's the part here. So you can see we've got a contour face off the top. We've got these little pockets that are in there. We've got the OD, a little bit of engraving there, just basic engraving. And the machine has actually been doing really well, which is good. That's what I like to hear. Now, measurement wise, we've been seeing how well it does, and our dimensions 30, 42.5, 26 and 79, for example. Obviously bear in mind these are only calipers, but they're the quickest thing for me to show you on. 0.02, and this should be 42.5, 0.51, 0.51. Now the height is meant to be 26. .99, and then this diameter here is meant to be 79. 02 under, 01 under. Let's just pick another one and see. Obviously you know what it's like depending on pressure you put on it. 79, so we're thereabouts. Currently done 19 of these. I've left the last one so that you can see we're actually going to run the program. And then there she is. I'll come round here because it's easier to see. You can see we're making quite a mess with all the swarf in there at the minute, but now this machine is done, it's for sale. Now, price-wise, the machine is for sale for £12,000. Now, some people are going to say, whoa, that's not worth that much money. But, in my opinion, yes, that's the higher end of the scale for one of these machines, but not many you're going to buy that have been given a once-over like this has. Obviously, yeah, it's got some new parts. We've got new limit switches on the tool changer in and out. We've got a new limit switch on the X travel. We've got new door panels. We've got new side panels. We've got new door seals. We've got new wiper seals. We've got a new oiling setup on the Z-axis. We've just recently had the input-output board repaired. It's got smart drives fitted. The vector drivers have new caps in it. Before I got it, them little bits and pieces that I've done, you know, fixing the light on it. It's a good machine, and obviously you can go back and you can watch the videos that show you the machine with the covers off. Yes, we're creating loads of chips now, but you know it's not going to be packed underneath because this is its first job. And until it gets sold, it's going to be used and earn me some money. You can go back and look at the videos. You can see that the casting's been completely cleaned out, the cabling once over and cleaned and changed and repaired and swapped out where necessary. You obviously, as we speak now, you can see it's running the tool, it's doing what it's doing. You can see the batch of parts on the table over there. You can see that it's running, touch wood, without any errors, because these machines are old, you know. I'm not selling this with any sort of guarantee whatsoever, because if you own any of these machines, you know what they can be like. Things can go wrong at any time. But this is probably as honest as it gets. So yes, £12,000 is the higher end of the price range, but that is where I'm starting, and I think in that sense it is worth it because of what you can see, the transparency of this machine. You can get it for auction, you'll probably buy one cheaper, but you probably won't see it powered up. You won't get to see it make a part. You won't know what's hidden behind the covers in this and the other. With this one you can see it all. So we're going to do a little walk around now. We'll just go through the things that have been done. So as previously mentioned, new side panels, a basic thing but makes the machine look good. We added a USB emulator rather than the floppy disk, so you can use the USB on it. The screen is good, everything's working and intact. You can see the software versions here. This is your diagnostics page. There's your switches, your outputs, temperatures of the DC bus voltage, and your enclosure temperature, etc., etc. Current commands, program list. You know, not really much else to show you on that page, to be fair. All the buttons are intact. The load meter works, emergency stop, jog wheel. Again, your buttons there. Your green and red beacon works. New door panels, new door seals. Although I have forgot, admittedly, to push the back of the seal in because it's like a one-piece locking seal, and I haven't done that yet. But you can see the seals are there. It's all good. We can see we've got the chip chute on there, and as you can see, we have it turned on. It runs set to come on every 20 minutes and then empty out a bit, so that side of it's good. Again, new panel, head covers back on up there, new coolant hose running down. We've got that on the outside because the old coolant hose was so hard and brittle that I can't actually unbend it to get it out of that cable track. The only way you can do that is put out all the other cables first, then you can yank it through. But I didn't want to risk damaging any of the main cables to the head. So we had the old coolant hose in there, cut it off at the tip, cut it off flush at that end, and we put the new one for the outside. Nothing wrong with that. No, it's there, not hiding anything. It's all good. So the coolant pump is working. We've got the drain back from the casting going into the tank, which is good. Obviously you've seen that the oil's been cleaned out, the oiler works, the air gauges work, everything here is good. Enclosure, not really much to show you. Amplifiers, vector drive. It is wired for fourth axis, but the fourth axis card that came in it was no good, unfortunately. So that is one downside. It did have a fourth axis card in there and it couldn't be repaired. So it's wired for fourth, but you would need a servo amplifier, Brushless servo amp to get that running. Everything else here is nice and intact. So your tool change. Super exciting, I know. We've got a new lamp in there. We've got the switch for the lamp just down here. Obviously, you know we've redone the nitrogen, and the nitrogen pressure is still perfect. You can see there it's at 750, maybe a smidge over. So that's been brilliant. No leaks, no issues. That side of it is good. What else can I show you? Swap conveyor is turned off. Let's just override it and turn it on for the minute so you can see that the swap conveyor works. Obviously, can't even see in this salmon swap, but we've got new seals on the way covers. We've replaced these coolant pipes. This was originally a hard piece copper pipe, and it was so corroded. It was leaking all over the show, so I removed it, changed the fittings, and now we've got 12mm nylon push fit, like pneumatic hose and fittings. So then it's easily replaceable because it gets a little bit difficult to bend 12-inch copper pipe if you haven't got decent pipe. I tried a cheap one and it really didn't work at all, it just keeps tight. This is the door interlock. It is all working, it is all there, but I've actually, before this video, I've forgotten to bolt it back to the door. So it will be bolted back underneath here as it should be, but personally, just for me, I have the interlock key in the door like a lot of people do. I know you shouldn't, but I'm the only one working here. There's no one else that can cause any damage or injury to themselves by not being aware of what's what. It's just me, my own risk. You know, don't do it yourself. It's not a good idea if you're working with other people. So yeah, not really much else to tell you. I wanted to wait until the program was finished there, but I think it's about another 5 minutes. We'll come back to that part in a minute so I can show you the come out machine, just to prove that is the one. A quick update on the VF3 over here. We've just pulled the lube tank off. We've emptied that out because that, I think, was still filled with like the old school Vectra 2 because it's very sludgy in here. Now I've changed all 3 Haas machines to the Mobile Super 3005 W20 as per Haas's like updated specs now, so they don't use the old Vectra 2 and tell you not to put it in the machine under any circumstance because it gunks up and everything like that. Now today I've actually been in here and I've changed all the little metering units, which are these fittings on. I've changed the 5 on the Y and I've changed the 5. You might see more in there on the X. Oh, you've got 2 here and you've got the others. You can't see, but they're at the back of that. There's the old ones that come off because they just get gunked up. And these are about 6 or 7 quid each. And also one of these little Bijou manifolds. You can see it's cracked along there. You can see it's cracked on there, all of them, all 4 of them are cracked. When I went to put the new one in, it was already cracked on all of them. So I had one of them spare from when I did the VF0E, so I replaced that. So this one is getting closer to being done. I can put the covers back on here now, but before I do, I want this to run so I can make sure it was quite dry on the X and the Y ball screws. So what I want to do is I want to run a program where it goes round and it does full travel, head up and down, just so I can make sure it's getting lubrication. So what I've done here, if I start this up, cycle the door, I've got a program in here to warm up the axes. Now you can run it at 100% rapids, which is pretty scary. And it does obviously full travel. Scares you now. Looks like it's going to crash into the table, but it doesn't quite. Now I'll run this at 25% rapids. And I've only just done this and it's the end of the day. I'm going home here. Tomorrow I'll let this run for maybe 5 or 6 hours. Dust to the tables going around, all screw full percent, and hopefully all the oil is cooking and we can check that the screws and the actual linear rails are getting oil as they should be. I haven't done the Z-axis, as the Z-axis looks pretty good. Everything looks like it's getting oil on the Z, so it's a little bit more difficult to get to, so I might not change there. We'll see how that goes. So yes, if this turns out good, we're going to put the covers back on. We can put the Z cover back on. Obviously we've got no tool changer in there now because we nicked the tool changer to put onto the F0E, and I've ordered a brand new one from Haas for this, and I've got all the other new components for this one ready to go back together, so I'll wait for that. Also, as an update on this, on that high-low gear issue, it's currently working fine now, but the other day it did error out in the morning. Now, I don't know why it errored out, it didn't select gear. And when it's in, can't remember when it's in high gear or when it's in low gear, it might be low gear, you get a really bad air leak from the solenoid coming out of the exhaust of the manifold. Now I don't think that solenoid is opening and closing properly. So, because it's the easiest thing to check before you get into the gearbox, which I'm hoping I didn't have to do, and I said in the other video that I didn't have to do it because the issue was fixed. Obviously there's an underlying issue. So I've managed to buy from a company called Radwell online. They do a lot of circuit stock and stuff like that. Genuine Mac valve, which is for the high-low gear. Should have been here last week, but it hasn't turned up. Everything's a little bit behind at the moment. So once that turns up, 5 minutes to fit it, which is why all the head covers are still off. And I'm hoping that sorts the issue. I'll probably know straight away if it will, because I'm guessing the air leak will stop if it's sealed. So I'll keep you updated on that. If that works, we'll get the head covers all back on. These way covers will be all back on, the Z will be back up. And then whilst we're waiting for the tool changer, I'll get in here and start giving it clean. And then I'll also, as you can see, we've got no door panels. So I'll also get in there and start doing the panels to the sides of the doors. I've got the panels. I've just got to cut the radius on the panel and fit the door seal, which I've got as well. Everything else currently is good to go. And then we can just cut this one as well. So yeah, that's what's happening there with the VF3. But we are getting closer. Apologies about that compressor. I need to change this because anyone who's got Haas machines knows they have a constant flow of air, whether they're running, whether they're idle. When they're idle, it will turn off after about 5 minutes. But when they're running, they've got a constant flow of air. And now I've got 3 of them, okay, one is turned off. This compressor literally kicks in and starts every, I don't know what it is, it must be every 10 minutes. It's ridiculous, it's costing me a fortune. So I'm possibly going to look into getting a variable speed, because the airflow that these consume isn't much, unless it's on a tool change and stuff like that. In general, it's quite a low consumption, but it's continuously draining. Whereas that wouldn't need to kick in, build up to 8 bar, drop to 5, build up to 8. It'd probably save me a lot of money, because at the minute with the price of the electric, that cutting in and out, trying to think how many times a day. I'm here for normally 12 hours, that probably cuts in and out 50 times. It's ridiculous. So we need to get that sorted. So apologies for the noise. Now this program is finished. I'm just going to blow the airline in there. We've got one of our film devices set up there, and then you can see there's the engraving. You know, not a bad finish on the top. The face mill's not the best, to be honest. It does give it a bit of a smeary finish, but obviously as you can see the reflection there, it's actually reasonably good. Feels nice and smooth, but it's just like the inserts, they're only eBay inserts in like an eBay 50mm face mill. You can see the step overs here, they're 3mm step overs until it does the finished contour around there. Again, you can see the pockets and the finish on that OD on this contour here. All comes out and actually looks really good. So yes, there you go. This machine is for sale. It's £12,000. If anyone watching is interested, then give me an email, send me a message, anything like that, and we can go from there. Other than that, the machine will be being used on a daily basis pretty much until it goes. I'm not going to let it go for nothing, because if that's the case, I'd rather keep it and let it carry on earning money for me. But because the VF3's here, I really don't need 3 machines. So it's not being sold because there's anything wrong with it. If you guys have seen, I've fixed everything that I know is wrong with it. Yes, there's no warranty if I sell it, you know, things can go wrong, as they often do, but you can see how it is. It's a good machine, it's an honest machine, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me go through it and kind of, not rebuild it as such, but renovate it, shall I say, more of a rebuild. So yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you like the content, and we'll see you again soon.